Hi and welcome to the first ever Booze at 10. This is essentially what we were doing before with the Bartenders breakfast, but we've moved it to a late night slot. It's going to be a lot easier for me in terms of production and things, I thought. But we're going to try and get a lot more bartenders on as interviews. So the first one of those is today. This is Samuel Boulton from the Vanguard in Birmingham. So, welcome to the inaugural Booze at 10. I'm going to get used to the new name. Welcome to the inaugural Booze at 10 with Samuel Boulton. Don't giggle,
Hello.
Sam. Don't giggle, that was a one-taker. If you've watched the show before, or you used to listen to the podcast or anything like that, you will know Sam. Sam is my previous co-host who used to turn up for things and doesn't anymore because he's busy. And nowadays, obviously, can't turn up for anything because of the lockdown. How have you been doing, Sam?
Yeah, surprisingly okay.
Excellent.
Taking it day by day, but yeah, trying to do whatever we can to keep sane.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's been crazy for everyone. So I guess for you guys with the Vanguard, what has been your kind of takeaway? What have you been doing to keep yourself busy in the meantime?
So we were quite fortunate. I say quite fortunate. I don't know. We adapted very quickly to what happened. Obviously, we heard. I think there was one or two things we did really. Is we didn't make any brash decisions in terms of laying off staff and etc. We tried to take them as slow as we could. But what we did do was devise a way that we thought we could quickly get money coming in. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying I was the quickest or first person at all, but we saw people in London announcing cocktail menus and stuff like that for takeaway.
Yeah.
So we basically did that. So we're quite lucky that we already create pre-batchable cocktails that are designed to last. So we did that. We got them ready kind of within 40 minutes, probably,
nice.
and announced a menu. So as soon as we heard that there was a national kind of announcement to stay away from bars, we instantly thought, what can we do to keep money coming in? And yeah, the first thing was to get cocktails to people at home. We started for the first week doing collection only, where people could collect them and take them away. And then we quickly moved on to delivery. So we do nationwide delivery via UK mail. So we can service kind of wherever we want.
Perfect. So how are you packaging these cocktails to go out? Are you using like tonic bottles, or are you using like full 70s? How do you do it?
So initially we in the bar have always used like reused tonic bottles. So we have a collection of maybe 100 bottles, 200 bottles, something like that, and we sanitize them after every use and refill, recap. And, we do 40, 50 of them a week or so on. However, those normally stay in the venue and get kept in the venue. These are obviously being taken away. So to kind of get our feet off the floor, the first couple of days we used the tonic bottles. We quickly realised they weren't going to survive because we didn't have enough of them to continuously. And, we have said to people, please return them. We will reuse them. However, that's not been possible. So we had to think of the next best thing, which unfortunately was moving to plastic bottles. So we ordered 100 of them with hopes of finding a better alternative. But unfortunately, with the current climate, sourcing things is quite hard. So we have a source at the moment that we're using for now. However, they might not be replenished as quickly as we are. So they're going out we currently use 200 ml plastic bottles with metal caps. Mm-hmm. They are, you'll have to remind me, David, they're the same PET.
PET, yeah.
Which I think I've learned I've used the most recyclable material in the plastic that you can use. So we use them, and we use aluminium caps, which are far more recyclable than plastic caps. Yeah. So we've tried to source the best possible stuff for recycling, so anyone can recycle them in their household wastage, or they can be anyone locally that wants to reuse them can. So that's kind of what we started with. We're trying to look at long-term alternatives because we don't know when this is going to end. However, we're taking it day by day and trying to preempt when we can at the right time.
Absolutely. And you, as a venue, obviously you've had the history with Mead, being very sort of Mead focused, and I know you've got the Mead Boutique as well, and your own brand of Mead. So have you been doing a lot with Mead Boutique?
Yeah, so we obviously swapped our focus from the day-to-day running of the bar, and we have had the Mead Boutique, which has always been a small addition to the business. It's never been something that we focused on wholeheartedly because we've had our hands full with the bar. Really, it's the business it did what we wanted it to. It serviced what it wanted, and we'd always had plans to expand, but it just hadn't quite been the right time for us as a company. Whereas now has been the perfect time to get into that. We've seen a massive surge in sales online because everybody's buying via e-commerce. So yeah, that's presented quite a lot of challenges because we never expected a large surge in business, and we wasn't really prepared for a large surge. So luckily, a lot of what we did buy, we always have overbought in terms of packaging and boxes and tape and things like that. So we were slightly ready. However, stock, we probably didn't carry as much stock as I wish we had now. But as time goes on, we're replenishing, we're adapting and trying to keep everybody above water.
So yeah, where can people find Mead Boutique in case they want to try a mead? Because I know there's a lot of people trying new stuff.
Yeah, so everything's available at themeadboutique.com. That's our e-commerce website where you can buy anything we have on there. You can also order takeaway cocktails through that, which can be posted and shipped out to you. Even if you're not looking to buy, it's a really good resource for learning about mead. There's some articles about different styles of mead. There's a lot of videos on there. We're slowly now adding in interviews with every producer that we work with. There's going to be some of them have had mini kind of documentaries made about them over the years. So we're adding a lot more content for people to learn about rather than, if you want to buy, great, please support us. However, you don't have to. There's resources for you to learn about, and just, if you are interested in what it is, learn a bit first. If you like the idea, then you can pick up a bottle.
Cool.
Or not, if you don't like what it sounds like.
You don't have to. Nobody's holding a gun.
It's free to have a browse.
Absolutely, and learn a bit about mead. So, first one, how do you introduce yourself to new people?
Sam, hi.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Sam.
So you don't have one of the businesses that you lead with? Sam from the Vanguard, or Sam from Mead Boutique, or Sam from Modern Mead?
If anybody asks, I'll normally always go with the bar, because I think that's our kind of main focus as a company. I always tend to lead with that.
Cool. How did you become a bartender and get to where you are now? And you've got 30 seconds. Go!
First job I ever found was collecting glass at TGI Fridays. Hated it, thought it was stupid. Couldn't get another job because I was young. Moved to university, got basically offered a job for no reason because I was drunk at the bar and said I used to work in a TGI's. They offered me a job at that TGI's, and then 10 years later, here we are. Couldn't find anything better. I enjoyed.
Winning. Who are your inspirations in the industry or outside it?
I think it's changed as time's gone on. I think the first inspiration I had was a guy called Ben Haggerty, which I'm not sure if you know. I think you might know him. He was an old. He worked at Fridays. He worked at living rooms as well. Mm-hmm. Ben was kind of the initial inspiration for me, showing me you can take this as a career and you can do really well at it. And then I kind of after that, I don't think I ever had one inspiration. I had managers I enjoyed working for, but I don't think I ever had. I always felt like an underdog everywhere I went. I never quite was as good as anyone else around me, but I didn't really have a mentor or inspiration. I just knew I wanted to be as good as the people were around me. And when I got better than them, I met newer people that I wanted to be better than. I started competing and I wanted to be as good as the guy that won. And I don't think I ever had inspiration as such. I think that's, I just never really got that. Whereas I did have internal competition with the people around me.
Cool. Now, this one's interesting because I know you've had interns recently. You've had, apprentices that have worked with you. So, number one tip for new bartenders?
I'd say that this industry gives as much as you give. If you're willing to put the time and effort in to become as good as you are in this industry, you'll reap the rewards. I think it's there's a lot of discrimination and politics and things involved in a lot of industries. And I think, yes, that is prevalent in this industry to an extent. It's one of the most accepting industries for being open. Like, it doesn't, nobody cares if you're for your ethnicity, your religion, your gender, or anything like that. People care about how much effort you put in. There's always going to be exceptions to that, but I think this industry is about how much effort you put in, and you'll get that out.
And tattoos are almost required.
Yeah, tattoos, beards, yeah, those are. If you have those, you're going to do well. Tattoos, beards, and yeah, just ideally be Scottish as well. That helps. Everyone loves the Scottish.
You walk into a new bar. What do you order?
I always go off menu. I don't want to test a bartender on a classic because, that's down to my understanding of what I enjoy might not match what they have always known. I don't particularly love dark rum drinks, so that bartender might absolutely love them. So if I say just make me anything and they make that, I'm probably not going to enjoy it. So I always try to go off menu. I just pick as I would a normal customer. If their menu's written well and their drinks are good, I should probably, hopefully, as somebody in drinks, be able to find something I'll enjoy. So I tend to go off menu every time.
Cool.
Unless the menu looks rubbish. In which case, I might get a beer.
Fair enough. Or a sake or something.
There aren't many bars that sell it. If they sell sake, I'll order sake.
And they should have a decent menu at that point.
Everyone should have a decent sake menu.
Yeah. If you could sit at any bar in the world, which bar would it be?
Oh, that's a really hard one. I've been to most of the bars that I initially always wanted to go to. But I think currently, in terms of like big name bars that I'd love to go to, is probably I still haven't been to New York, so I'd quite like to go to employees only. There's a couple bars in Japan. In fact, tell a lie, there is one bar in Japan, and I believe the name of it is just Monk's Bar, and it's run by a Buddhist monk. Who there's a lot of different sects of monkism in Japan, and there's this one guy who believes that a lot of the core principles of being a monk is that it's about bringing people together and helping them, and he believes that one of the best ways to do that is over the bar, because people come. So it's a little bar, it's run by a monk. He's a practicing everyday monk, but he opens the bar in an evening and interacts with customers as kind of his way of offering like therapy and just chatting to people and having a connection to them. So I think that, I believe it's in Kyoto, but I could be wrong, but that place sounds fantastic. Just such a bizarre idea for how you do stuff.
If you could only drink one cocktail for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Probably a pina colada.
So many bartenders go for that.
I think it covers all the bases. It's fruity, it's fun, it's easy. Like, everybody likes pina colada. Other than that, I would probably go for a Tommy's Margarita.
So I ask you for what one cocktail would you drink for the rest of your life, and you give me two. Thanks, Sam.
Well, if they're out of coconut when I place that one last order, I'll go for a Tommy's instead.
Amazing.
There might be 86.
Who knows? As you might know, we're going to try and do a superhero-themed cocktail on every single show, and obviously with Sam's background in Mead, we thought something Thor-y might be a good one. So go for it, Sam.
Yeah, so when I think of Thor, I think, Mead. And when you think Mead in the cocktail world, you always think of honey, you think of a bee's knees. So we've got a twist on a bee's knees. So there's a couple of different things, but like apples and pears are always seen as the kind of forbidden fruit, predominantly kind of apples, but orchard flavors. So I thought of we've got a honey and pears, it's called, which is equal measures. So 30 ml or 1 ounce of a gin. I probably use like a light floral gin. Gin Deer is the one that we actually use in the bar. So it's a Darjeeling tea gin, which is quite light. 30 ml of the Modern Mead Co's original English mead, 25 ml of lemon juice, 10 ml of agave syrup, and 3 dashes of any kind of either a pear liqueur or a pear eau de vie, just something quite peary. And yeah, it's really good, and that's Thor's drink.
Awesome. In terms of what you're up to right now, where would you like people to find you on the internet? And is there anything else you'd like to add?
I mean, head to Vanguard Bar JQ on Facebook or Vanguard Bar on Instagram to see what the bar's up to. If you are interested in mead, head to the Mead Boutique on Facebook or Instagram. Again, we post up lots of information, fun stuff. If you do want to contact us, any of those go through to me. So, if you do want to learn about mead or look at kind of what we're doing or order some cocktails during these trying times, hit us up.
So, Sam, thanks so much for coming on the first ever Booze at 10. I managed to get the name right, finally. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll be back with more Bartenders next week. Cheers.
Perfect. Thank you.
Cheers. See you later. So I hope you've enjoyed that interview with Sam from the Vanguard in Birmingham. Obviously, a lot of stuff going on at the moment for bartenders, and if you've got any bartenders that you know of who would be great on this show, or if you want to come on yourself, please get in touch with us, david@bartenderhq.com. Drop me a line, or if you already know me on Facebook, just drop me a message on there. I'm more than happy to chat there. The one thing I wanted to mention is if you are stuck for something to do during the lockdown and you want to increase your knowledge, a few shows ago we did mention a bunch of different options. I've made it super simple if you are interested in the Masterclass option. Masterclass is not a cheap course, but it is Ryan Lyon from Super Lion and some of the world's best bars teaching mixology. The course, you can find it by going to bartenderhq.com/masterclass. That will give us a little kickback on it, which helps to support the show. So if you are interested in doing that at all, I'd really appreciate you going that route to do it. See you on the next one.